Good morning, everybody. So, it looks like we faced some major defeats against the Wolves of Territar. Tyritar? Oh gosh, I cannot pronounce it. But yeah, we've suffered. Our mighty wizard was thrown down. Um, our our sly spies have been they've been blinded. And we're down to only a very small army that's kind of getting its butt kicked. So if we're to conquer this mighty land, we're gonna have to do something about that, and that something is we need to get working on actually having a wizard. Now, if you're wondering, our homeworld is actually called Aldmero. Yeah, I probably could have looked that up, but so this is the autumn world of Aldmero. Oh gosh, like I was saying, like the story can just take off. Now I am really tempted to actually build a city here after all, because getting the halberdiers early enough would actually help in the war. Like I'm gonna call it a war, the war on the one werewolf. Told you werewolves can be nasty, but I think once we get another wizard and actually buff the wizard, you gotta pay attention to what you're actually putting your buff spells on. I think at that point we'll be able to take out this werewolf. So it's a possibility. It would be nice to have these to deal with those dastardly elves who, for some reason they don't seem to want to let us just roll over their territory. They built some knights. They got like a fortress. They're kind of scary. So yeah, I do like they did a good job of the look how just like doesn't that just scream like Elven City? Like they do such a great job with the artwork in this game, and I'll definitely continue to praise it. Yeah, it's simplistic, I guess, by modern standards, but 4X games, so you don't want it too complex. That's just going to lag the game up, and it has enough character and enough of a vibe to make it interesting. So these werewolves are probably gonna. Gosh, I really hope they don't kill them, but I mean they're nasty. You can actually, I figured out. You right click, you can actually pull up information on them. So yeah, he's got perceptive now, so he's just gonna continue to level up and get worse and worse. And that's probably because we let him take out our wizard. Very bad call on my part. I need to play the deck closer to my hand. I need to actually kind of plan for. Oh, do we really want a vulnerable unit to be undefended in like open terrain? And the answer is no. No, we do not. So
Yes,
anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, and let's check out these bears. So I like the description on some of these units. The only thing bears love more than salmon is the taste of a well-fed hero. Yeah. In real life, I don't know. Yes, bears will attack and eat humans. For the most part, like the big grizzlies, they actually eat sedge, which it's a relative of the grasses, but it's not a grass. Like they're more like cows, honestly. Like at least the grizzly bears. Black bears are a little bit, I don't know. Like grizzlies are more dangerous, obviously, because they're bigger and just badder. But unless they're really hungry for meat, they don't really target humans. If a black bear attacks you, though, they tend to actually attack humans out of hunger instead of out of territorial or defending their young purposes. So, obviously a bear attack, like you don't want to get attacked by a bear, but if a grizzly attacks you, it's probably because you encroach on their territory and you upset them because you got in between them and their cub. So if that's the case where kind of playing dead and not fighting back might help out. But if a black bear attacks you, you want to fight back because they're probably attacking you out of hunger. They probably see you as a food source. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, you can see the resistances here. Something to keep in mind next time you get attacked by a bear, right? Yeah, most beasts, they are vulnerable to missiles. So in a way, losing that archer or that hunter hurt us, because the hunter could have stood a chance of damaging this werewolf, but I don't know. Like, there are better archer units in the game. I don't know if it's worth wasting a building slot just to get rangers up and going. I might be wrong on that. Maybe the call would be to get some rangers so we could deal with all these wild beasts. But anyway, who else needs orders? Oh, yeah, that's not much damage we're taking. And if we can push him back, we can actually take over his bear cave and maybe unlock some goodies. So I'll try to keep remembering to hit end turn while I talk. Yeah, this werewolf is just like punishing us right now. Ouch. Yeah, ooh. I need to get him as far away from the werewolf as I can. I'm going to continue to postpone it. There's no real point to opening the portal until we've secured the territory around it. Because if we did try... I'm annoyed that actually they should be shooting the werewolf, not me. I haven't really... I mean, obviously I do want to conquer them, and they probably know it by now. The elves they're being very reclusive and protective of their territory. I'm going to push up this way and try to take out this bear den and hope he doesn't die. He's in a bad... Old wolves. Oh my goodness. Old wolves are, okay, even says here, are stronger, more cunning, and more dangerous than their younger kin. Plus, they have pointier teeth. I don't know how that works. Usually, when wolves get old, their teeth start to rot, and that's actually how most carnivores die in the wild. Their teeth start to get all busted up, and they starve. Like, that's generally how lions die out. Okay. So you see here how, yeah, over time, it'll just kind of naturally spawn new enemies for you to have to clear out. So in general, you want to fill up your territory with some cities so they can shoot stuff. But you also kind of want to have at least one unit to kind of hang back. It's a shit. That was what my archer was supposed to, or my hunter or whatever, was supposed to be doing until he got destroyed. So I'm going to have to, like, get... Honestly, I should probably get some archers because they're good at dealing with these flying units. I can't actually attack. Look, if you look here, it settles in stun. Oh, that's interesting. I think when they spawn stuff, they just get this debuff and they won't move for a little bit. But yeah, flying, you can't hit flying with melee units, so you kind of want like a wizard or a priest or an archer to be kind of hanging around to deal with any flyers that spawn in your territory. So, thinking about it, I think the next building I build at Ice Lake, because this is a building I'm going to keep, it's going to be a ranger station. I'm on the fence about it, but getting some missile guys going would be good. I was hopeful that I could conquer this guy, because if you look, it looked like they had, yeah, an elven village. You can kind of see on the edge of the map there. And elven archers are superior. They're the best archer in the game. I'm convinced anyway. I mean the sun archers that you get for worshiping the sun god, I would argue are better, but we're not going to unlock this since we're not going to worship the sun god. So, and yeah, you can get the aerial bowmasters, but I want my elven cities to actually specialize in either casters, because the elven casters tend to be pretty solid, or getting Taishar Knights, and the Taishar Knights are quite dangerous. Now, all elf units here, we can pull up, almost all the elf units have some kind of spell associated with it, because it's going back to that lore, the whole idea that, oh, elves are a magical race of people. They are naturally gifted at spell casting, so they're going to, every elf unit has some kind of like spell. It's almost like they're a combination of mage / archer / warrior. And they can work well if you get like see, and they also have good magic resistance, but they actually aren't, like, if you look at 30 hit points, it's okay. Keep in mind though, this is their advanced unit. It's not their starter unit. Their starter unit has like 15 hit points. I don't know, they tend to drop pretty quickly in general. So it's something to think about. It's something, and the other thing about elf units is they're expensive mana wise, since they are kind of considered to be sort of this hybrid of a wizard and a warrior, or a wizard and a hunter. So I just like, for me, I like the human units because you know what you're getting. You build a warrior, you're going to have a guy who's up in the front, he's big meat shield. You build a hunter, he's a range unit, good at scouting out a bit, and he'll be good at dealing with some of these beasts. So it's kind of a whole thing. But yeah, they get like immobilization spells and stuff. I don't think that's actually all that good, because usually, especially late game immobilization spells, they slow, but they don't stop the big bad monsters. So, like, you can't really rely on it. You know, like at early game, like if I had one of these guys right now, yeah, that'd be pretty useful. I could probably immobilize the werewolf and kind of go around him and dick him with arrows. Just plink away at him, and he wouldn't be able to do anything. But like if I get 2 or 3 worlds deep, like if I unlock other portals to other worlds, the monsters in there are so strong you can't really immobilize them. So it's just a thing. Let's see, and yeah, they get like pretty good resistances and stuff. Don't get me wrong, they're not terrible units, but because they kind of like compromise a bit because they pick up spells, but they kind of lose a little bit of health. So take it or leave it. Like honestly, like elves do really well late game because the way they're designed is you want to have a warlock out, you want to have bows out, and you want the knights out. They all have spells that kind of complement each other. So if you can get like the trifecta going, very solid, strong tactics. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about elves. I think they are good late game. I think early game they kind of suffer. Now, of course, wild cities like this, kind of the neutral territory, they tend to have the advanced units. Like they have their advanced archers, the bowmasters, and so the advanced units they're gonna hurt us right now because we don't have those. So something to keep in mind. Can I? Oh, he's already moved. I think he's dead next turn. I'm tempted to disband him. The only way he survives is if these attack the wolves. Like if those bowmasters go after the wolves, he lives. AI tends to target the weaker units first. He's not that promoted. I think it's worth disbanding him, honestly. That way, like, you have to think about the experience game in this too. Like, if I don't disband him and like a wolf attacks him and levels up, they're just gonna be that hard to kill. And the odds of him surviving, he's got wolves here. He's dead. I mean, yeah, so I'm going to disband him just to prevent giving experience to these guys. And yeah, it seems like kind of a bit of a waste, and it is, but it's preferable to the outcome of him not disbanding and just getting rolled over, because he will. There's too many hostiles here. And think about, I am going to go get some rangers as soon as I can. There's a lot of powerful creatures in the forest, so having a ranger or 2 will help. Obviously, I'm going to have to get some more Beefcake warriors, though. It's a whole thing. I'm tempted to just finish them off. Well, they'd be good experience fodder. Serpents drop fast, so let's see. What am I building here? Nothing. Can I get a wizard just yet? I can. 175. Let's start building a wizard, and I'll let these guys kind of menace my cities a bit. It's okay. They don't do much damage. Serpents are... The only thing about them is they're a bit of a nuisance because they can fly. That's, like, it. they don't do much damage at all, to be honest. Like, you can actually pull it up. See, like, 6 elemental damage. It's hardly any. And they have 8 hit points. They drop fast. So, yeah, the total lie. They're common flying magic. They're weak. So, I think we'll be pretty good if we just wait on a wizard and have our wizard, especially because they got the settles in debuff, which means they're not going to move around for like another turn anyway. So I'm feeling pretty good. Now we got a spell ready. This one's really good. This is going to boost our food tremendously. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast it on our main city. So, what is this spell? Oh, another trader? Gosh, I wonder if traders, like, the more you buy, the more they come around. Far shot. Only 60. Interesting. This would be good if we get, like, an elven hero. Something of that nature. I don't know. Far shot is basically, it lets you shoot, I believe, 2 tiles over. So it's quite handy. It makes if you get a ranged hero, it gives it a lot of utility. And only 60. We'll make that up in 2 turns. I'm going to buy it. Ignore the enemy at the gate. Let's see. Nests of terrible flying creatures have appeared everywhere. It's necessary to clear this invasion from the land. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll handle that. Idle unit. Attention. Okay, so still attacking. I think I can push this bear now. Let's get him off his den. If we can. Not quite. If we get a crit or something, we'll do that though. And he has so much like regeneration because it's he's healing, and he's got so much oh, does he actually? He doesn't have the spell on him, so I'm gonna actually give him the melee buff, but it won't be ready for another turn, I don't think. Let me see. Because we cast a Blessing of Fertility. So what does Blessing of Fertility do? It gives you food production in your city. It's just a blanket like boost to your food. So it's quite handy actually. Yeah, and you see how it's red? It's because we've run out of. Essentially, as you progress in the game, you get faster. Like your spell casting speed goes up, and you can cast multiple spells per turn. But it's beginning of the game, and it's kind of like, okay, enemy at the gate, sure. Idle unit. I'm gonna get this guy. For now, I want him camped out on a cliffside and kind of like safe from harm. I'm gonna push him a little bit further. Or okay, well, I guess I'm not because he's out of movement. But yeah, unfortunately, these critters are just nasty. Like 15 attack, and he's also got Wolfhouse pretty bad too. It basically means it's kind of like a debuffing aura. Like if he's standing next to my warrior's going to be 19% less effective. So we really, yeah, I'm thinking if we're going to make any progress on this, giant forest, we need to move ahead with getting a Rangers Guild going, because the Rangers are the only ones who are, at this point, well, them and the mages are the two that will be able to do any kind of useful work. So let's go ahead and end our turn. Yeah, now that I have the ability to, yeah, well, thankfully he was up on the hill, and they're kind of beefcakes. Well, warriors are actually pretty good at holding the front line, even early in the game. So I'm going to have him stay here because this is encroaching in yet another city territory. So I don't really want to like push my luck and head up here and discover, oh, they have a ton of like magic towers or fortresses. So yeah, it's slow progress. Losing that wizard early, it was painful. But let's get this guy even more defended from. Yeah, so right now he should have like. Oh, I forgot to mention. So some are persistent spells, but some actually fade away. And I think Eagle or Magic Eye does fade, so that's something to keep in mind. Use it for scouting out when you initially enter a thing, or during warfare, just so you can tell what's coming your way. But it's still a good spell. I still like researching it, and there can be some advantages to seeing what is coming your way. And actually, I wonder. Okay, it does take a full spell slot, and honestly, my mana isn't doing so well. Okay, so Power Stones. We do have Fireball. I didn't want to cast it. I want to put that on. How does that work again? Let's see. Empty Glyph. I think you just not Lesser Fireball. Oh no. Oh crap. Okay, this is kind of cheaty, but that was just pure mistake on my part, and I'm gonna actually load our autosave, and this gives me a chance to talk about our autosave. So it automatically saves at the beginning of a turn, every turn. So if you do something really stupid that you regret, I wouldn't recommend save scumming. It's just like that was a total waste, and I don't want to have to live with that. I'm sorry. So we'll have to redo the turn real quick, but yeah, it's just eesh. That was really bad on my part, and it's because I'm a little rusty. I haven't played Warlock 2 in a bit of time. So enemy at the gate. Let's see. I think we want this one, and yeah, just
for glory and honor.
And I promise I'm not going to save scum much at all. That just complete amateur mistake, and I normally would not have done that. So yeah, you click on the fireball. So you click on this guy, and you click on the spell you want it in, and it puts it in there. Now our fireball spell, instead of doing like the 20 LML damage, it does an extra 2, which is pretty huge because that's just a pure boost, and it doesn't cost additional mana. Eventually fireballs, once we get really going on our mana, we're gonna spam the crap out of them. They're very, very good spells. I think that all we have left is this little notification, so I'm gonna hit enter. And apologies for having to save scum a bit. That it was just a pure mistake. I saw the word fireball and clicked it. So no, we don't want to cast fireball. We want to cast I want to cast another blessing of fertility. Oh gosh, it's gonna wait. I think you can. Okay, there's description. Click off it. Oh god. Okay, cancels spell cast. So basically, I think when you cancel spell cast, it gives you back the mana. But we want that one. Or, ooh, no, it uses it up. Crap. Well, okay. Good grief. Good grief. Oh, well, I'm just going to take the hit. That was stupid, though. That was really dumb. I just wasted like 70 mana. Damn it. Finish all tasks. We can attack there. Might as well. It looks like he's not taking much damage from there. Oh, level up. Lovely. Let's see. What we got here? Yeah, I've not been playing all like this and Banish, both those. Oh my! Like I hardly ever get a massive thing of starvation going on, and the fact that I did, I'm still getting used to talking and paying attention to the game. So apologies for that. Now, this is interesting. Do we want to buff him up even further, or just make him like immune to melee damage? I'm tempted to do the immune to melee damage thing, although this might be pretty good too, because there's a lot of kind of gnarly terrain. You know, there's hillside, there's a lot of forest. I'm gonna make him more meat shieldy in general. Yeah, I'm gonna go with even more. Like he's now a pure tank, which is fine. Like when we do start to deal with that obnoxious the werewolf, it'll be good to have as much melee boosting as possible. So, let's see, if I right click, what do we got going on? We got basic melee resistance, master armor. Yeah, he's really tanky now. Like, see, he's taking 75% less damage from all that stuff. Now, the other thing with humans is they do have some life magic resistance. It doesn't come into play too often because there aren't many life magic spells that are attack based. But the few that are can be really devastating, so that it's a nice little boost. Other than that, let's see. Enemy at the gate, enemy at the gate. Okay, end turn. And apologies again for... I just made like a... Oh, here we go.
The new spell research is complete.
Yeah, this is part of the main quest. So it's interesting. This guy was actually a race, I believe, that you could play in Warlock 1. And the idea is, when the United One became the United One, he essentially went around and told people, join me or die. So, it's kind of a cool little backstory. There's kind of some persistence between this and the first game. This guy decided, yeah, I'll be your toady. Just don't kill me. So now he's stuck following his orders, but it sucks for us because these guys are really strong and they're going to just throw just some nasty stuff at you. Yeah, see. Yep. Now we got to deal with this guy's. He's sending his nephews at us, and not only do we have all these little flying worms to deal with, now we're gonna have to deal with some dragons attacking our city. So it's gonna get pretty gnar pretty fast. Okay, one more turn of growth till we can get rangers. We're kind of they're over here. They're gonna all attack Ice Lake. I doubt that they'll take the city. It's actually quite difficult to take cities in the game, so it does mean though that we're gonna have to deal with that sooner rather than later. So I'm gonna get rangers at this point. I have so many flying units assaulting my cities. I need to get them, and they'll help out in the elf lands or whatever they're called as well.